Okay, aside from all the poor marketing, the bad box office numbers, and, streaming services literally having movies go to them a month or two after they're released in theaters, let's just push all those reasonings aside to, essentially explain the reason why this movie flopped in the first place, and let's just look at the movie itself. This movie, Elemental, is freaking fantastic. I absolutely think that a lot of people should be going to see this in theaters, but honestly, people want to blame the marketing. I'm going to say it's due to the fact that movies go on streaming a lot faster than they need to. Air, the movie directed by Ben Affleck that came out earlier this year in April, literally was on Amazon Prime by the end of the month. I mean, guys, if you want your movies to make money, COVID is, it's not over, but that time has passed. Like, you don't have to move movies to streaming that fast. That's literally what I feel like is holding people back from going to watch the movies, because they don't have to wait 7 months to a year for these things to come out on DVD anymore. I mean, seriously, let's bring back the times where we had to wait 7 months to a year after movies released in theaters, to get them on DVD again. That way, box office numbers go up. Problem solved. Maybe not. Who knows? Either way, this is Elemental. Hey guys, it's your guy in the chair here, and look, this is my review for Elemental, starring Leah Lewis, Momodou Ati, hopefully I'm saying his name right, Catherine O'Hara, his name's Joe Pera, and it was directed by Peter Son, and our story follows this element by the name of Ember, who, in an attempt to save her dad's shop, she teams up with this water element named Wade. He's also a city inspector, and they try to, find a way to patch this hole up so her dad's shop doesn't get overrun by water and things like that. While they are trying to go about that journey, they also realize that not only do they have feelings for each other, but they can make the impossible happen by having elements actually mix, which is something that's never happened before, and it's honestly all adding up to one of the cutest, honestly most romantic Disney films I've seen in a very long time. I actually loved the hell out of this movie. I cannot wait to start talking about it. So without further ado, let's get into what I liked and what I didn't like about the movie. Alright, so as far as what I liked about the movie, I'm going to start with the animation. Now, of course, with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse being one of the best animated movies almost of our generation, of my whole lifetime, as far as I'm concerned, the animation, from an animation standpoint, that movie just broke so many grounds, and a lot of other studios watching that were realizing they're either going to have to catch up, or they're going to have to modulate some things to make their animation pop off screen. While Pixar didn't necessarily do that all the way, the animation in this movie is amazing, I will say. Honestly, what they do in this movie, and it's more so what the elements can do themselves, like the fire elements, especially Ember's character, she can create things by literally putting broken pieces of glass in her mouth, and she'll literally create a whole vase from that, and it's just the most amazing thing happening. And what they do with these elements in this movie is really cool. It pops off the screen. The element city itself is so gorgeous to look at, especially at night. I really enjoyed watching all these elements and the different things that they can do, the different things that they can pull off. I just enjoyed watching this movie, and just all the colors and how vibrant and just how beautiful it is to look at. Disney really killed it in the animation standpoint. I really enjoyed what these elements can particularly do, like this special set of skills and things like that. Dude, honestly, watching this movie, watching the elements try to fit in small spaces, them try to do creative things with their bodies and things like that, watching air, turn into a storm cloud in the midst of things, watching fire, the elements that you can literally sense their emotions, because their flames will either die down when they're really sad, or it'll burst up when they're excited or angry or things like that, or they flare up when they get, angry or things like that. I really enjoyed the attention to detail that they give these elements, because they make them very human characters. I really, really enjoyed that aspect of the movie, because truthfully, the strongest point, or the strongest focal point of this movie, is not really even her trying to save her dad's shop. The strongest point of this film is the relationship between Wade and Ember. Wade and Ember are literally the backpack of this entire film. It's really a romantic comedy, if we're being real. This is a Disney rom-com, and it's just one that literally won me over within the first 15 minutes. I was so excited to see these characters interact with each other, Ember and Wade. Yes, Disney has done the opposites attract thing before, kind of, sort of, but this is in a way that honestly still feels very refreshing to me, and it was honestly just wonderful to watch, truly. Seeing, And it's honestly the way that Wade, responds to Ember that I really empathized with. Like when he says that her light literally changed his life and things like that, and how her shining so brightly literally gave him hope and stuff like that. Like, dude, this movie literally just took my heart and just cradled it the entire time. I mean, it was so beautiful. Like, I really, really enjoyed this movie. And on top of that, like I said, when I say Ember and Wade literally backpacked this movie, that includes their voice actors. Ember's voice actor, Leah Lewis, Wade's voice actor, Momadou Ati. They were absolutely astounding. They were terrific in this movie. I mean, I felt every bit of emotion that they were trying to give off. I felt every bit of any action or any, like, feeling they were trying to get you to feel through this movie. You can truly feel and empathize with through either one of these characters. I absolutely adored them so much. They did such a good job throughout the movie. This movie's absolutely hysterical, by the way. This movie's really, really funny. Now, the only thing I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of in this movie is kind of just the overall plot of her trying to save her dad's shop. But that's because, like I said, when you really watch this movie, that's not the focal point of everything that's going on. It's kind of like like I said, it's a rom-com. It's where there's like an overviewing plot, but you're really just there to see these two characters get together and go through their relationship and end up, being together at the end. That's literally what I'm here for. Although I'm not necessarily sure the trailers kind of did allude to that fact that this was going to be a more, opposites attract kind of thing, be a romantic movie in that sense. Like I said, her dad's shop, her trying to save it, while it is where the base of the movie is created, kind of, because, her dad's shop is literally her whole life. It's literally like her dad is waiting on her to be responsible enough to be able to take over the shop for him, because he's getting old, he's getting close to retirement and things like that. So that there is a focal point there. But once the Wade character comes in, that's really where you really get where this movie is going. You get the message it's trying to send. It's a very beautiful message at that. There's also a stronger message within, love and romance and things like that. This movie even goes into topics like race. It talks into, goes into topics of, being different from one another, how we view other people, stereotypes that we assume, before. It goes into a lot of woke stuff that I honestly did not mind at all. I know people are kind of rolling their eyes at the Disney being woke stage. I will say this, the movie Strange World that came out last year that was really trying to be woke, I can understand if you were rolling your eyes at that one, but Elemental is a work of art. This movie is truly beautiful to see. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, because honestly, with the way the box office numbers were going, I was thinking to myself for a second, maybe this won't be as good as I'm thinking, or maybe Pixar is just really falling off. No, it's just people just aren't going to the movies as much anymore. Like I said, so to sum it up, the only thing I didn't like about this movie, like I said, is just the plot dealing with her dad's shop. Because I really feel like that's not the most important focal point of the movie. It's really not. It's kind of just, there, and we're just addressing it. But the true main story here is the one that Wade and Ember are creating, and that's the only one I care about. And truly, that's a majority of the film. They don't really spend. If you were to kind of in percentage wise sum up what portion of the film focuses on her dad's shop and what focuses on her and Wade, it's like 65% of the movie is her and Wade, 35% is the shop. And truly, like I said, that 35% is enough, because I don't need it to overdo the 65% that made me just absolutely fall in love with this movie. Only thing I didn't like was that little plot about the shop. Other than that, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I did. I'm really hoping that once this thing hits Disney Plus, which really seems to be the trend nowadays, once movies hit streaming, they can become a lot more popular and people start to realize, oh, maybe we should have actually, given our support to this movie. But like I said, only thing I think that's going to solve that is if they just stop putting stuff on streaming so fast and make people wait again. Those were the good days. We need to go back to those, but time has moved forward, so there's not much we can do about that. But look, overall, guys, Elemental is a great time at the movies. It's full of heart, romance, comedy. I'm telling you, man, the Wade character was absolutely phenomenal. A character like that, or animated character at least, has not affected my heart like that since Pedro, I think his name was, the tiny little cute dog from Puss in Boots. And I mean affect my heart in the sense of like, I'm feeling like all these emotions as far as like romance and things like that, and just like, or not even just romance, just wanting to be a better person and just finding those around you who make you better. Like that's what those characters have taught me, because clearly the entire Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse cast taught me to be Spider-Man and just be the hero that I know I can be. But they inspired me on a whole nother level. But look, Elemental here is a very good movie. It's a very good time at the movies. If you're going to go watch it in theaters, I recommend you do. Beautiful animation, beautiful songs in the film, beautiful relationships between all the characters, not just the main two. It's really like Catherine O'Hara, she was amazing. Whoever plays Ember's parents, they were amazing. Like, truly, all the characters in this movie are very creative. They're very beautiful to look at, and they're just a lot of fun to spend time with. And for all those reasons and so many more, guys, I'm going to give Elemental a 3.75 out of 5 stars. Okay, so Elemental, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Look, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff and so much more. Look, guys, I really do appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much. Look, this is your guy in the chair. More content coming to you soon.